Okay, don't say or, but
Save it for the pod.
I love you. And welcome.
Injury.
But dude, I for real don't know how to pronounce these guys' names.
Welcome to the podcast. That is the Heart and Hustle Cup podcast for all you Heart and Hustlies. This is sponsored by no one. Once again, sponsors pending, coming soon. Hosted by four gentlemen in front of you here: Alonso Valenzuela, Homero A. Valenzuela, Antonio Valenzuela, the one speaking right now, and our main host of the podcast, Mr. Jay Leno himself, Diego Valenzuela.
Well, thank you so much for the introduction. Thank you for the round of applause. And also, I'd like to thank our listeners for tuning in last week to our Champions League final episode where we broke down that game live. Guys, wasn't that just a blast? Wasn't that just so much fun? Yeah. Well, we're back. And this episode, we will be covering none other than the Euro Cup tournament of 2024. So, Antonio gave us a little brief introduction of the hosts today. You know, we're all brothers here. We're excited to be able to meet and discuss the beautiful game of football. And we're excited for this summer. Got a lot of tournaments. What time or what's the date of the first game? Is it the 14th? June 14th?
June 14th, correct?
June 14th.
Okay. I don't answer questions.
That's June 14th will be the start of the Euro Cup. We will be covering the Copa America pretty much at the same time. Starts about a week later. So we got a lot of exciting episodes coming our way, your way. But once again, we're excited. We're pumped. And we're ready to roll. So let's get started. Let's talk about the tournament. Who won the last Euro Cup? A little trivia for you guys.
Forza Azzurri.
Dang, Forza Azzurri, Italia, man. The land of the Romans.
I can't wait to get to Italia. At some point in this episode, I think we have planned to do a quick recap of some of the friendlies. Do we want to do that now, or are we doing that later?
Let's talk about it. Homero, who just played? Give it to us.
Oh, man. There were some pretty good games, but the one that I was keeping an eye on was the England game because they were playing against, this was their final tune-up match, and they played against none other than those Vikings over in Iceland.
And they lost.
And they lost.
And they lost.
Boy, did they not play well.
Coming in hot. I didn't watch the game. You watched the game, Aledo?
I didn't watch the game. I just pulled up the extended highlights.
Oh.
But the reaction that is coming from England right now is that they are severely underprepared.
Oof.
Is what the reaction is. So it's going to be pretty interesting what's going to happen with England, because you look at England's squad and they are stacked.
So stacked. Oh,
and I will say they're favorites to win the Euro Cup, but with this performance against Iceland, 12-minute goal from Iceland, not a 12-minute goal, but a goal in the 12th minute by none other than Alonso. I'm going to take a shot at this name, Hort Steinvisson.
Huh?
I give that a 7 out of 10.
Pretty close.
Let's see. I'm looking at the the squad for England, and yeah, man, they are stacked. And what's funny is if you guys don't know, us four, we do a fantasy Premier League, which I'm still waiting for my trophy.
In the mail.
It's in the mail. And so I recognize a lot of these names. This England squad is definitely just stacked, but just wait till we get to them. I have some stats for you. I'm going to be honest too. I don't really watch a lot of these friendlies between European teams. I'm a lot more focused for some reason on these the teams on this side of the world.
South America.
But the English team, did they play with a lot of their like starting team, Homero?
Well, if I remember correctly, I do remember Harry Kane coming in at the second half, just pulling up the match stats right now about it. But I mean, what is a starting team with the group that they have? They have two starting 11s that they can, but
That's true.
just judging, I mean, that is pretty close to what the starting 11 will be for the Euros. Ramsdale in goal, Walker, Stones, Gui. I don't know how to say that name. Trippier,
try.
Maino, Rice,
Come on, dude.
Palmer, Foden, Gordon, and Kane. I mean, it's not too bad. I
Dude.
definitely foresee a couple of changes there going into the tournament, but we can get in there a little bit later.
You think about that front crew, those forwards, of it could be Kane, and then you got Foden, and then like Saka on the other side. That's crazy, man. Kane coming off of arguably his best statistical season with Bayern in his career, still coming out with no trophy, of course. Which when we get to England, we'll talk about that. Can we
Lots
just
lots to talk about.
can we
Well,
talk crap
that's-
about Mexico, or are we kind of confused with how they played against Brazil?
Ooh.
Did you guys watch that game? I watched some of it, but then I because I don't pay for football TV, so
Of course.
my website wasn't working on me for the second half.
Your 5-minute preview was over.
Brazil, Mexico. Brazil ends up winning the match 3-2.
Last minute goal by none other than this
Endrick.
wonder kid, Endrick.
Hendrik. So, I mean, if you guys want to do a little quick preview, one of the questions that was submitted by our lovely audience
Ooh.
was, what's your opinion about the new 17-year-old Brazilian player that scored that winning goal? That was the question. I'm guessing they were talking about this guy. What are your opinions? Have you guys heard of this guy? I'm sure you have. Hendrik, something like that.
96th minute game winner. Omero, what do you know about this kid?
What do you think of him?
Well, the only thing that I'm hearing is about the hype that's around him. 17-year-old, he's signed a deal to go and be in Real Madrid, which technically I believe he cannot join until he turns 18 years old. So they signed it when he was 16 or so. So Madrid has locked him up quickly. It's hard to go and look at some Brazilian league games here. It's not very accessible, so I haven't been able to go and watch. But the kid has been winning trophies with their team over in Brazil, and he is just unstoppable. Just by hearing interviews from players that have been training around him, they are saying that he is phenomenal. So
The goal was a header. It was pretty good. It was a pretty good goal.
Fun fact about the spring chicken. He is the youngest player to
Spring
make
chicken.
his debut and score for the Brazilian senior team.
Ooh. And he was a substitution, right? I think he was subbed
he
in.
was a substitute. Yeah.
So good move on the coach's part as well. And it looks like, once again, Brazil is just breeding these incredible soccer players.
What else is new?
What else is new,
Same
man?
old story with them. Any comments on Mexico?
I had a lot more to say after that game with Uruguay. It was a lot more impressive what they were able to somewhat keep up with Brazil. But that game with Uruguay, that was embarrassing, man. That just looked so embarrassing to me. And I was listening to an interview from Bielsa, and he was talking about how they had put in their team B, and then in the end, he kind of just gave them respect and was like, I'm sure they played our team B because they know they have to focus on Brazil on Saturday. But Uruguay look unstoppable to me, man. They look unstoppable to me. They looked so good. This guy, Darwin Nunez, oh my God.
He's scoring.
He's a beast.
Only he scored in the Premier League to help me in the fantasy, but
Not enough.
not
Wasn't
enough.
enough.
You can't have it all. Uruguay, they're going to be fun to watch in the Copa America. That's for sure. Another favorite. Mexico, didn't give us too much to cheer them on for. But
Pretty tough.
What about but the US gave us a ton to cheer on for, right?
the U.S. is looking great, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh boy.
That's a whole
5-1.
nother podcast almost.
Yeah. Why don't we talk about some of these European friendlies? For example, Croatia playing against Portugal just yesterday.
That's right.
Croatia getting the win 2-1.
And they played in Portugal, which is an important detail there as well.
Is Ronaldo gonna play?
Off the bench.
I believe he
I think he's
is
gonna play.
definite. I mean, he was definitely called. He was, I believe, on the bench during that game.
That's what I'm talking about.
So they're definitely gonna use him in the Euros. I mean, it's a new coach. They got rid of Roberto Santos, and they got no, sorry, not Roberto Santos. It's
Roberto Carlos?
I forgot. But
They got rid of him,
the
dude?
new coach is
Roberto
Roberto
Martinez.
Martinez. Sorry, I got confused.
What do you mean got rid of?
But Roberto Martinez, for those that may or may not know, he was the coach for Belgium during their whole golden generation and helped them go
I like gold.
pretty far in the World Cup. But
generation.
when he got let go, Portugal picked him up. So
Roberto Carlos?
I'll tell you what, Croatia might be.
I like
a
Croatia.
problem.
Should we just get
Ooh.
into the Euros, man? I'm getting a little bit
Into it.
excited.
Hey, but we do have to mention that Colombia beat the U.S. 5-1. That is a big friendly. That was a heartbreaker. Colombia still looking good. I mean, they just will not lose. It's incredible.
That was so bad.
But
dude.
the U.S. really, they're leaving us with nothing. Frustrating.
It's called soccer. Yeah, right, man. How are you gonna talk all that talk? Tim wea, what the heck, man?
We'll cover them
Make soccer great
in our
again.
Copa America episodes. But, you know,
Let's get into some
the
European.
four of us are going to be cheering for the U.S., but was a terrible loss and terrible game. But happy for Colombia, I guess. But let's talk the Euros. Let's go over these European teams. A lot of them I have no idea what I'm talking about, but we do have an expert here, and he will be carrying us through.
Quite
But
a bit.
what I'll do, I'll pull up the groups. We'll talk through them and just start providing some analysis. Let's talk key players. Let's do some predictions. We'll make a bracket, all of us together, and we'll share that with our huge social media following.
Thank you, guys.
But first,
Bye.
but first, a
What?
word from our sponsors.
Brought to you
Malvin
by
Painting. For all your painting needs. If you're looking for any
And we're back.
to beautify your home, let us know. Okay, moving forward.
Mommy's comfort.
Okay, let's just start from the top, guys.
Alrighty.
Mommy's.
Should we do our predictions of groups, just like we did with Copa America?
Let's do it. Group A. We're starting off with Group A. We got Germany, the host country, Scotland, Hungary, and Switzerland or Switzerland.
Dude. Okay, okay. Who we going, dude? Host.
Obviously,
Tell us who you want. Who do you want to predict first? Alonso is not. He's out of commission here for a couple minutes for some
he's
reason.
cracking up. We're gonna let him take a breath. Take
We'll
a
let him
breath
take a
real
little
quick.
breath there.
Germany,
He's
obviously,
about the same colors as Jersey right now.
Germany obviously is a favorite here in this tournament. They're
And I'm
definitely a favorite in this group. For me, they're on top. They'll be playing at home. They got a very talented squad. They got some veterans, some newbies. So yeah, I think personally Germany is looking good. They got some Tony Cruz. This is gonna be it for him. He's gonna want to win it. But what are our thoughts? We'll start with Omedo.
He chose the oldest player on their team. They got Tony Cruz.
They got Tony Cruz.
Schweinsteiger's
because
still
he's
there.
retiring. He's retiring after this.
I know. Omedo, what are your thoughts of this group A? Tell us the
Germany,
countries.
host nation coming in from a pretty bad time from the World Cup, but they're coming in with pretty good form. just in the last 5 games, they've won 3. They lost 1, which was against Austria, but that was back in November. They drew
Austria.
against Ukraine. But they just recently beat Greece 2-1. So just kind of judging by the squads, it's pretty good. You see some pretty good names on there. You see a very good, pretty strong team with Julian Nagelsmann as the coach. I mean, the guy's 36 years old, so he's bringing some new ideas. For example, he's putting
Young.
Kimmich as a right back instead of in the
what?
center.
I didn't
Yeah,
know
the
that.
last few games he's been putting Kimmich on the right side as a right back. I don't blame him because it doesn't seem like they have any true right backs in the
Huh.
position, but Kimmich is so versatile that he can do the job and it's working. So
How do you feel about their defense, though? Any concern there?
it could be. It could be. I mean, you have Rudiger there. You have Schlotterbeck, which he played a pretty decent
Rudiger.
Champions League for Dortmund,
That's
but
true.
I don't know if he's going to be a starter. I mean, there's this guy Ta, who's been regularly starting, and then you have Mittelstadt out on the left hand side. So it just sounds okay. It doesn't sound too bad, um, but you don't know. I mean, they have been leaking goals, so usually
Yeah.
they're gonna have to pretty much outscore the opponent. Really, I mean, you
Yeah,
have Manuel Neuer in the goal, which he's still top and elite, and I feel bad for Ter Stegen because he's an elite level, but it's Manuel Neuer. He can't
and he's
knock him
there.
off that perch. But
He's gonna help lead the
I think they're
team.
coming in. I think they're coming in strong. We want to talk about key players here.
Well, we
Yeah.
got Julian Brandt.
You remember that name?
I remember him from Dortmund.
Yeah,
You said he was a key player in Dortmund. I assume he's one in Germany.
No, he didn't even
I
get
didn't
called.
see Schweinsteiger. He didn't look
He
like
didn't even get called, Diego.
he didn't.
I'll tell you what my 2 key players is for
I tried my best with that.
for this group.
Volkrug.
Definitely, it's going to be Gundogan. I believe he's
Ooh.
going to be the captain. He's in the
Capitan.
middle of the field there. I mean, he's 33 years old.
Solid.
He's
He's solid.
solid player. He's going to go and help out the center. But also, I'd have to go and highlight 2 of the younger players, which is Jamal Musiala, 21-year-old forward,
dude.
and
21.
Florian Wirtz, 21
Bayern
years
Leverkusen.
Bayer Leverkusen. So these
Yes.
2 youngins can be going in and they can make a difference. I mean, Jamal Musiala has been starting for Bayern and for Germany, and the kid is just really good. He can create something. So I would say those are my 2 players. But as far as where they're going to land in the group, we'd have to put him up top.
They are on top. They got the home field advantage. There's going to be that stadium's going to be loud. It's going to be very German. So they're going to say Auf Wiedersehen to everyone else in that group, and they're going to be on top.
And I know 2 key players who are not called up to the squad. One, Serge Gnabry.
Oh man, I have no idea what you just said.
That was a 10 out of 10.
I don't
Serge
even know how to spell the first
Bayern
letter.
Munich forward. Omero knows who I'm talking about. He got hurt in the Champions League and had his Euro dreams ended. And then second, Champions League sweetheart, Matt Hummels, who was in the final. You will not see him in the lineup. Antonio Rudiger is taking his spot. Sorry,
That's
bro.
a pretty good, guy to take his spot, but I think that is a tough loss there to not have him on the team. Alonso with the injury report. You got to chime in. Every team, you got to let us know, man. If there's some,
That's all I got.
That's really all you're contributing to this podcast.
That's the only job.
Do your job. Okay, I'm good with that. We need to keep moving, man. We spent way too much time, but they are the host nation.
Oh, yeah. All right, yeah.
I'm
Let's keep
okay
going.
with that. We got
Hold on. If they're the host nation, does that mean they play every game in Germany?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Hey, hold on.
Where you been?
Yeah, man. That's
Hold
what
on,
host
coach.
nation means.
Coach, can you confirm this, please?
Yeah,
I'll be
let me look
right
it up
back.
real quick.
Pause the recording right here. Hold on.
You're making me doubt just by asking these questions, but I think I'm pretty sure that's it, man. We're gonna lose some followers over that question.
All right. Okay.
All right.
Should
Sorry
we
to put you guys on
stop
the
the
spot.
recording right when he asked
I'll
that
just
question?
stick to the injury.
We'll just cut this portion.
Cut that out.
All right, let's keep moving. We got
Sponsored by Sandy's.
we got Germany on top, and then we need a number 2. We got Scotland,
Valenzuela.
Hungary, Switzerland. What are we feeling? What do we know about these teams? How's
So I
Scotland looking?
I got
I know
Germany.
nothing about them.
I got Germany, Hungary, because I'm friggin' hungry, Switzerland, and Scotland. That is my order there. Hungary is very notorious for being a very they're how should I say, like, underlooked team. You know, not a lot of people are looking to them to win many games, but they come out hungry every single time. That was perfect.
That's the only
Oh,
reason why you
yeah.
picked them, man. I have it here in my notes that they drew 1-1 against Germany and that they beat England 1-0
Did a good drawing.
in the
did they
Nations
draw?
League.
What did they draw?
No, no, they're a good team. It seems like it's one of those kind of teams that when they play a higher level, play against a higher level team, that they tend to elevate themselves as well, and they play very well. So I got them second, and I got Switzerland third, Scotland fourth. But that's a pretty interesting group. I like it.
But what are your thoughts on those predictions from Antonio?
Yeah, the only thing that just kind of stops me, I mean, is that they just played against the Republic of Ireland and lost 2-1.
All right, never mind.
First fight here,
Republic of Ireland has been
McGregor.
not even in there. I would have
that's
to
right.
go and put Switzerland on the 2 spot. I think
I respect it.
it'll be Germany, Switzerland, Hungary, and Scotland. I'm sorry for the Scottish, but I don't see them coming out of this group.
want to get married. I tell you, Switzerland does have a little bit more experienced squad.
Yeah.
They know how they at least have experience performing in these types of tournaments. So I can ride on that train. That's a saying, right?
Diego, what do you got the group? What are your predictions for this group? Because we got to move on a little bit here, man.
Well, I will agree to Germany on top. I think it's just going to be kind of simple for them. Not simple. I mean, anything can happen in these tournaments. But I'm going to put Germany on top. I'm going to follow our experts' lead and have Switzerland, Hungary, and Scotland. But Hungary, Switzerland, we might see someone else sneak in there. And also keep in mind that those that land in the 3rd slot do still have an opportunity to move forward.
We'll get there, dude.
We'll get there.
Alonso,
Oh.
Lonnie.
For me, Germany, Switzerland, Scotland, and Hungary. I think Switzerland has played against Chile in the World Cup more than a handful of times. Though I hate their guts, I will put them on the number 2 spot. Yeah, I think Germany will come out on top. Switzerland number 2. Switzerland and their chocolates.
Ooh, I've been in their airport once, and I had chocolate. Moving on to our next group, we got Group B.
Humble brag.
Group B.
Were you hungry?
We have Spain, represent Alonso, Spain, Croatia, Italy, and
Dude.
Albania.
This is my favorite group. Albania.
Whoever said
that.
I'm glad you got that, man. Albania.
my favorite group.
None other. Group B. What are we looking at? We got some good teams. How's Spain looking right now? they
Not
just
so
play?
good in my projection.
Don't ask me. All I got the injury report.
Any injuries? Any notable injuries for Spain?
Okay, we'll start there. The only one that I know, and there may be others, but the only one I had time to know, his name is Gavi. Homero, you know who I'm talking about, Coach. Gavi plays
I
for
know Gavi.
Barcelona,
So young.
midfielder, superstar. He tore his ACL. Homero knows what I'm talking about. Back in November on international duty.
×2.
Not fit to play.
Ooh, tearing your ACL.
that could be a big hit. Gavi's a really, really good player, but ACL injuries, there's nothing else you can do. But
Mero knows. Trust us.
then you have a midfield of what? Rodri, Pedri. right?
They can control.
Dude, Rodri is probably the best defensive mid in the world right
In the
now.
world right now. Yeah, he's definitely a key player for Spain.
Yeah.
I can definitely. I mean, lately they've been playing with 2 um, I wouldn't say two holding midfields, but the last they play like a 4-2-3-1 with Rodri and Pedri in the middle, but also you'll have Danny Olmo coming kind of playing like a number 10. But
Is
I would say that I'm most excited to see what Lamine Yamal,
That's what I was
16
gonna talk about.
Spaniard, going and
This is his
in
first
this-
major tournament with
He's the
the
youngest player at the tournament.
Yep,
right. Wow.
yep. It's gonna be interesting to see. Very
They
interesting.
just had a friendly, and I think he had 2 assists. He had
Yeah,
2
when
assists.
they beat Andorra 5-0.
Yeah. Jeez.
and
he
they
had 2
played
assists.
Northern Ireland on 1-5-1, so they're really used to scoring 5 goals a game.
What was that game in the World Cup that they won by a ton? You guys remember that? This last World Cup. Spain.
And a word from our sponsors.
Spain
Look it up.
versus
Look
wait.
it up, young Jamie.
I
World.
should say
um,
that Iniesta is not fit to play either. Okay, sir. Just having
Hey, is Sergio Busquets? Is he going to be playing? No. No,
and
that's
that's a
not-
no.
Sergio Busquets.
I was
Over.
just
We should have
wondering.
done this. We should have done this podcast like 10 years ago.
I'm trying to see who's still on the team.
7-0. They beat Costa Rica in this last World Cup. 7-0.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Ooh, 0-2. Oh man, that's bad.
I'm interested to hear, Homero, because I have a feeling you're gonna throw a little bit of a monkey wrench here. What's your prediction on this group?
We got Croatia, Italy,
Ooh.
Albania. You were just talking
You know
highly
what-
on Croatia in our commercial break.
What really makes it tough is Croatia.
Dude.
Croatia is just, for some reason, their resilience throughout the game is unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
Italy is the current champ. Their current form is not bad at all. I think they are undefeated. They haven't suffered a loss. But yeah, they haven't suffered a loss in the last 5 games. So it's pretty interesting because I'm kind of comparing the squads, and Italy is just, it's a revamped team. They're the defending champs. It's hard to go and make a prediction. It's hard to count Croatia out, but I will go with Spain, number 1. Number 2,
Ooh,
I would have Croatia.
it's got to be.
And I think Italy will get through on the 3rd spot. I think it's just Croatia is just, you can't count them out, and they have a ton of experience. They have an older squad. They have tons of experience. They can pull out a win, right, from nowhere. So and Albania, I mean,
They're in a tough spot.
I don't really see Albania beating or getting points off of these 3 teams. I mean, the last 3
Well-
games haven't been that great. I mean, they've played Liechtenstein and Azerbaijan, so it doesn't. I mean, it's not a good outlier. So, I would have, Spain, Croatia, Italy, and Albania.
Here's the other thing about this group is that it's such a good group, tough teams, that I think whoever gets in that 3rd slot is actually going to be
They don't have a good chance of making it.
in a disadvantage.
Right.
Because of the points. I think they're just not there aren't going to be a lot of points in this group. So it'll be sad to see Italy be in that 3rd slot, like you say, Homero, and then not move forward.
Where do you got
they
it,
could,
Diego?
They could easily be in 3rd place with just 2 points, and that's not going to help.
And that's not going to push them to the next round. So that's tough. That's hard because I love Italy, and they are the defending champs. But
Weren't you just in Italy?
I was in Switzerland and had some chocolates there if you didn't hear me earlier. But
Sponsored by Italy.
Humble brag.
I was in Italy, and it is still very Italian over there. But
Oh my God.
yeah, I would have to agree. Croatia is just too good. Spain, I think, have a really good chance in being the top of the group. So I'm going to follow suit and have Spain on top, Croatia, Italy at the 3, Albania will be heading home after the groups. Antonio.
Albania. I have Croatia at the top of the group, Spain, Italy, and then Albania. I love
Ooh.
Croatia, man, because it's not really like, it's not like they score a lot of goals. They're just very, like Homero said, resilient, and they can play with
word.
their whole hearts for 120 minutes. And if you go to penalties against Croatia, you're probably going to lose. That's just how it is, and history tells it. They're almost unstoppable, except when they're playing Argentina. But so I got Croatia on top, and then Spain, Italy, Albania. Alonso.
I have Spain number 1.
Represent. 1 star.
Joder, tío. Number 2, I have Croatia because of their beautiful coastline and Modric, who's going to play. And number 3, did I say number 2? Number 3. Number 3, Italy. 2 important injuries or suspensions to note. Number 1 is Francesco Acerbi.
Totti? Oh.
No. Inter Milan center back. He pulled his groin and he's 36 years old. Those two should not go together. He's done.
He might be done.
Number 2, important to note, that's why I have him on the 3rd spot, Sandro Tonali. You may know him from the Premier League.
Very well.
Sandro Tonali for Newcastle, midfielder, who actually really enjoyed playing. He was involved in the biggest Italian gambling scandal in 50 years. He's banned for 10 months, and he will be missing. So I'm Sandro Tonali, Francesco Acerbi. They're out. And then the last spot I have Albania.
Yeah.
We all have
now
Italy
that we're
3rd. Sorry.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
weird. They're the champs. They just won. They were the last winners, but we all have them 3rd. Anyway.
Unfortunately, that's the group that they're in.
Yeah.
Croatia is the one that can just it throws a monkey wrench into everybody's predictions because it's not like you can count them out.
No.
But I mean, Italy, they have some solid players, and I'm really looking forward to see how Nicolo Barella goes in place and Federico Chiesa, how they play up on top. Barella is such a good player, but we'll see. And then you have Gigi Donnarumma in the goal. That guy's a monster. So we'll see what happens.
And also keep in mind that these are some beautiful vacation destinations as well. We got Spain, Croatia, Italy. I don't know about Albania, but the top 3.
We all have Albania 4th.
Still
So
very
to our fans from Albania, sorry, but we got you last there. Albania. Yes. Let's move on.
Where you belong.
We're
Let's
on
move
Group
on.
C, guys. Group C.
Group C, Slovenia, Denmark,
Ponte los pilas.
Serbia, and England.
Dude, that's the order you have it in? What?
No, that's not my order. I'm just reading it alphabetically. No, I'm not. So let's talk. Let's get England out of the way, man.
Yeah, England is number 1 for me, but I will tell you a couple things. I have them number 1. We've already talked a little bit about England. Let me pull up some stats here for you about England. This is stats versus England versus current ranked top 10 nations compared to other nations. Now, obviously, these numbers should be a little different. They're in the top 10 of the world for a reason, but I think the difference is just a little bit too large. And the reason why I have England on top, but they're not even going to make it to the final. Here we go. Goals versus other nations, they average 2.59 compared to 1. Goals conceded, other nations, 0.5 compared to 1.2. Let's just say 1.2. Shots taken, 14 compared to 11. Possession, 62 compared to 49. Those stats, to me, tell me that although they have a fantastic group of players, against those top nations, they just can't pull it off. So a little sneak peek, I have them playing against France, so they'll make it far. I have them playing against France in the semis,
Whoa,
and
whoa.
there's
Slow down.
I don't see France. I don't see a way that France loses that game against them. So anyway, I'm done with my 2 cents about England in it.
I mean, really, England's got going through their golden generation right now. They got great players. It's hard to find some weaknesses, but I'm sure with a little bit of an analysis from our expert Omero that he can pick some out of there. But what are our thoughts? For me, it's a clear top of the group, England. Who's that too, guys?
I got Denmark. Denmark. Amarito.
I would have to agree, Denmark. You have
Denmark.
some good players. I mean, they're experienced really well because of the World Cup, and they're being led by a good core there of just experience. And then you have Christian Eriksen, guy freaking survived death.
He could do anything.
He's just, I was rooting for them after that happened. Such a scary moment. But I'm really interested to see what Rasmus Højlund, 21-year-old striker that plays for Manchester United. Interesting to go and see how he does in this tournament. But I would have Denmark at the number 2, Serbia and Slovenia to the bottom.
That's
Serbia,
exactly
I
how
think.
have it.
Serbia, I think, is pretty solid. I mean, they're being led through the middle with their captain Dusan Tadic, but you also have Aleksandro Mitrovic.
Oh
which
yeah, striker.
knows how to score. I mean, this guy scored. Right, I mean, he's playing in the Saudi league, but out of 28 games, he's got 28 goals.
He's right behind Ronaldo.
I think he scored over 40 goals in the championship before Fulham got promoted into the Premier League. So that's crazy. And then you have Dusan Vlahovic. So you might see them both playing up on top, but I don't see them coming out in top 2. I have England, Denmark, Serbia, and Slovenia.
Mitrovic, dude, that's Alonso's favorite player, man.
Alonso, any notable injuries to discuss here in this group?
Harry Maguire.
He's hurt?
I will say, with how strong the England squad looks, they have many people who are not called up to the squad.
Ooh.
I will quickly go through the list. Number 1, Harry Maguire. He's played for his country 63 times. Got a calf injury back in April. Was not called up to the squad. James Maddison.
Right.
You know
Good
who
president.
he is?
Madison, I like him, dude.
Tottenham. He will not play. He posted on Twitter or whatever. Devastated, doesn't quite cut it. Elon Musk would agree. Who is not fit to play? Check out these names. Jordan Henderson, Liverpool, I think legend. No, Arsenal. One of those two. Plays for the Saudi League. He's not playing. Reece James, Antonio's favorite. No, Diego's favorite. Reece
That's my
James,
favorite, dude.
Chelsea monster. He has lingering hamstring injuries. Will not play. Marcus Rashford.
Who's Chelsea monster? No, I'm just kidding. All right, keep going.
Marcus Rashford, not playing. Raheem Sterling, not playing. Jack Grealish, not playing. Those 3, think about it. Those guys are legends, not
That's
playing.
crazy.
And
Stars,
ojo. I will give a warning for Harry Kane, right?
Uh-oh.
He has a lingering back issue. He was called up to the squad. Be careful. He doesn't break his back, okay? My back is broken. That's all I say. The other teams, I don't even know anything about them. I think I would just say number 1, England, number 2, Denmark, number 3 or 4, I don't care. So those are the 2.
We'll put Serbia at 3. Okay, I like it. It's gonna be exciting to see England.
Oh yeah,
Good players, good spirit.
In it. All right,
Let's go to Group D. I guess in
Ooh, another interesting
Diego.
one.
Very fun group.
We got the Netherlands, France, Poland, and Austria. Omero right now is repping a Hollandese hat right now. And also, couple months ago. I was
Diego, weren't you at the Netherlands?
Get the heck out of here.
Did you have chocolate in
Visiting-
Switzerland?
visiting Amsterdam. It's a beautiful place. I did stop by Switzerland too. If you
How
guys are-
beautiful is it?
Beautiful canals. It is.
Were the
it's
lights
it's
red
an
or green?
amazing place. We won't discuss that part. But moving forward, what are we seeing out of this group? Any favorites?
France, dude. How could you not?
France.
Obviously.
France number one.
France.
They're so
Number
good, man.
two.
They're so good. They've been so good for the last 10 years. Well, forever, but last 10 years, that generation, they've been so good, man. And I think Mbappe's coming with a vengeance.
Oh, he wants
He's
to
tired
win.
of everybody calling him a diva. By everybody, I mean me. I call him a diva all the time. But man, he's so good.
Oh,
I
yeah.
got France, Netherlands, Austria, and then I got Poland at the bottom. That's my predictions.
What are your thoughts on that, Omero?
France, they want to get a trophy this time.
Oh,
They
yeah.
lost out to Argentina barely. I mean, Mbappe put on probably one of the best performances that we'll ever see
Of all
in a
time.
World Cup final. Not let alone, his performance throughout the tournament. He's all in a good mood because he's going to Madrid.
Oh, yes. He's
in a
just
good
happy
mood.
he's ready. He's ready.
Happy he's ready. Although there's a little bit of a money issue going on with PSG, saying that he's saying that they haven't paid him for the last 2 months and bonuses. So there's a little drama there. But he
At
says
least
he's happy. And when
$10
he's
million.
happy, that is a bad thing for everyone else. So France is definitely the favorite. They're coming in pretty hot, although they did play against Germany back in March and they lost 2-0. But I mean, they beat Chile 3-2. Chile put on a heck of a match. Not bad. And then they beat Luxembourg 3-0. But I would say Kylian Mbappe is definitely a key player. But I would
course.
say the most important piece in France's team is Antoine Griezmann.
Ooh.
He's on fire.
Good.
The team is unstoppable. I believe that he's going to have himself a tournament. He's 33 years old, tons of experience. He's going to do really well. France is definitely going to be the favorite. The Netherlands coming in at second. They have a pretty good group. They're solid. They are very defensive with their manager. And it's kind of a toss-up between Poland and Austria. Do I want to see Robert Lewandowski score more goals? I mean, this guy for Poland has 82 international goals.
Jeez, dude.
82. Fun
Powerful.
fact, when he started playing for Poland, he played as a defender.
That
And,
is a fun fact.
He's
The thing
nuts.
about Poland, though, is really it's just Lewandowski there.
It is. So that's why I have him on
Dude,
last.
all our Polish fans, man. Come
I'm
on.
sorry, man. Poland's
Dude,
beautiful. I
sorry,
was just there a
yes.
couple of months ago. No, I wasn't.
Yeah, I think I would agree with, Austria. They're coming in with 5 wins. They've even beat Germany back in November. They've beaten Serbia just recently 2-1. They have some pretty good players. Marcel Sabitzer in the middle. He's kind of like the engine of the team. And then you have Marco Arnautovic scoring
4
goals
out of
as a
10.
striker. So
Pretty close.
Austria number 3, Poland. I'm sorry, Robert, but I don't.
Oh, Robbie.
He's gonna score some goals. He's gonna bring up his tally
Yeah.
from 82. He's probably
Yeah.
gonna score 1 or 2 goals this
yeah.
tournament. But
Hopefully
France,
it's in France.
Netherlands, Austria, and Poland.
Love it. Alonso, any notable injuries or players that will be missing out on this
I
tournament?
will
Rapidito.
give 1 injury, 1 suspension, and 1 injury warning. So we'll start with the injury. Number 1 for the Austria squad, David Alaba. Halabalaba.
Oh.
Real
Good big one,
Madrid
dude.
center back, superstar.
That's a huge
Highly
one. For them.
likely to play. I don't think I was just looking at their squad. He wasn't called up. It doesn't look like because of an ACL injury. Omero knows how serious that is. Number 2,
Twice.
I will
Twice.
note for the French squad, Paul Pogba, still serving his 4-year suspension.
I forgot, man.
From testosterone boosties.
Doping.
Very unfortunate, but we don't expect to see him play unless he somehow, gets plastic surgery. Lastly, Netherlands, injury warning here. He's on the squad. Frankie de Jong, Barcelona midfielder, legend. Legend.
Legend.
He has weak ankles, okay? He's missed 8 of the last 10 games. He was called into the squad, but be careful. Don't let him get his ankles broke, okay?
Who was that again?
Did what?
Frankie de Jong. Frankie de Jong.
Frankie de Jong.
Okay.
Dijon. All right.
Thank you for that injury report.
Oh,
Let's move
but
on.
I would say, if I can real quick, number 1, France. Number 2, Netherlands. Number 3, Poland.
Ooh.
A lot of Polish friends, never been there like Diego. Haven't been there. They live in Warsaw. I really like Poland. I really like Lewandowski. Number 4, Austria. Shrimp on the barbie.
Okay. Hey, you know what? It could happen.
Shrimp on the Barbie.
Anything's possible. And they got Robert there in the front. So I love it. Alonso's getting risky right from the start. Group E. Let's keep it moving.
Yes.
This is an interesting one. We got Ukraine, Slovakia, Belgium, and Romania, Transylvania. Just Romania. What are our thoughts here in Group E? We can talk Belgium, get the top of the group out of the way.
Are you sure about that, dude?
Are you sure about that?
Well, fight me.
Sure about that, man? Are you sure
Sure
about that?
about that?
Romania's pretty good.
Okay. Should I go first, or are you sure about that?
Give it to us.
I got Belgium, top of the group. Then I got Romania, number 2. And then I was kind of like Ukraine or Slovakia. I was like, dang, man, who should go number 3? So I decided to go with the team where I send most of my taxes to. And I'm going with Ukraine, number 3.
Oh, shoot.
Oh,
We're getting political.
Oh, here we go. It's another podcast. And then we got Slovakia. Belgium is starting to get to the end of their little golden era, but I think they still got a little bit of juice. And Romania, I'll leave it for the future, but I like Romania. They are on a pretty good. Sorry, that was my baby yelling at me. They're not too bad. So let's continue. Next person, please.
Dollars.
Romania. Yeah, I got Ukraine because that's where my money goes. Here we go.
Okay.
yeah, I think Belgium is definitely going to take the top spot. They still have some really good players.
De Bruyne.
They're led by Dominic Tedesco as the manager. So new manager trying to go and get something going with this group. Like I said, try to squeeze out as much juice as we can, because most of these players are very familiar, right? I mean, you have Romelu Lukaku up on top. You have Kevin De Bruyne, which, I mean, how can you not have Kevin De Bruyne? He's best midfielder in the world right now. He's so good. 32 years old, right? Going to be turning 33 during the tournament, but I have definitely Belgium up on top. The last remaining ones have been pretty tough to say. Just kind of going over who are the players for each group. But I would have to say that Ukraine will come in the number 2, just because of their very defensive style. They have some decent talent. I mean, not compared to Belgium, but they can be resilient. They can park the bus and they can counter. As far as key players, I mean, you have Zinchenko, which typically almost plays like a midfielder for them. So, and once he gets into midfield, it'll help. It'll help a lot. Yarmolenko is up on top. Number 3, it's kind of up in the air. I think it would be Romania and then Slovakia.
Dang, dude, you didn't have to say that to me. All right.
I totally agree.
That's how you have it?
That's how I have it.
Dang, dude.
Because of the taxes. Just kidding.
Taxes, dude.
Alonso, what do you have to say?
Speaking of taxes, Alonso.
Speaking of taxes,
Well,
I
I
will
owed
give
so
one
much.
injury and one injury warning. The injury. Wait, hold on. Who are we covering right now? Okay,
Group-
never mind. Just
Group E.
one injury warning.
One injury
For
warning.
Belgium, the All-Star Courtois,
Yeah.
Oh,
goalkeeper.
we didn't even
Oh,
mention him.
I would be very careful with him. If I were the defense, I wouldn't let the risky forwards get too close because he still has very sensitive knees. The rest,
Nice.
whatever. I think Belgium's going to take the top of this group. Romania number 2. And then
Romania
Ukraine
number 2.
last because they take all my money.
Oh, man.
Duly noted. Okay, guys. One group left. Let's hang in there. Our listeners, if you've been sitting here listening to all this, then you obviously have just tons of time. But thanks for sticking around. We're in the last group, Group F. We got Turkey, Portugal, Georgia, represent Atlanta, and how do you say this?
Wrong, Georgia.
Czech
Czechia.
Republic.
Czechia.
Czech Republic.
Czech.
Czechia.
So
Czechia.
Czechia.
let's give our thoughts. What are we thinking? Portugal.
Portugal number 1 for me.
Yep, I agree. I think Ronaldo probably is going to play good minutes. I would be surprised if he doesn't score. He's got all the experience in the world. Plus, you got Fernandez in there.
Dude.
This is a good team. They got a good chance.
Yeah, Leao, man, they have a great team.
Should be pretty simple, honestly. If you look at the other teams, I think they're going to be in the top.
I got Portugal, Turkey, Czechia, and Georgia. That's how I got it. Because Georgia, dude, I like going to Georgia every now and then, man.
Dude, ATL coming at you live.
That's how I got it. Portugal, they have a I wouldn't say easy, but one of the easier groups for sure, and they have a phenomenal team. I'm actually very excited to see how well they do. I'm trying to see how far I got them, but I got them pretty far. We'll get to that in a second. But
Yeah, I think they'll probably go far too.
I
But
think so.
what do we know about Turkey? I honestly don't know too much about Turkey, Czech Republic, or Georgia. But Olmedo, what can you provide for this group?
Well, Portugal is definitely going to take the top spot. Their group, their team is very good. It's very
Mhm.
good. So I'm interesting to see how they're going to handle Cristiano Ronaldo. But I think he's a starter. How can you not?
Ooh,
Yeah,
okay.
he's
Okay.
got to at least start the game. Come in as a second, as a second half substitute. But how can you do that to a player? I mean, the guy is scoring. Yes, it's in the Saudi league, but he's scoring. All right. And when it comes to Portugal, Cristiano will die for Portugal. So for sure, Portugal up on top. Georgia, this is their Euro debut.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, good for
Yeah.
them.
Definitely got them
I
in
was
the
just
number
there.
4 spot. But I mean, way to be there.
At least you're there.
And then when it comes to Czechia or Czechoslovakia or Yugoslavia, whatever, they change their country's name like every 5 years, it seems like.
Sure.
I'm not even, that's like a fact.
Very true.
But as far as
Prague.
Czechia, Turkey, I mean, I'm not very familiar with, I'm familiar with 1 or 2 of the players. Like, for example, Turkey has Hakan Çalhanoğlu, who's the captain. He's a very good player that plays for Inter Milan. Inter Milan won the Serie A, this season. So,
Okay.
but just to kind of put them in the number 2, I'm not quite sure. It's tough, but I would have to go and put Portugal, and I would choose Turkey with Czechia and Georgia coming in to finish up the group.
I'm with you. I think it's going to be great. I think Portugal is going to just kind of fly by this. They're going to score a lot of points. Ronaldo, as we know right now, holds the record for international goals, scoring 128, if my sources aren't mistaken. And so he's just going to add to it in this. The man will be remembered for forever.
He was
So-
also the top goal scorer last Euros with 5, and he shared it with Patrick Schick, who
Which
where
goal?
did he play from? Czechoslovakia, which is now
Oh,
Czech.
interesting. Okay.
Also known as
Fuck
Yugoslavia
yeah.
and Czechia.
Some great facts there. Guys, we made it through the group stage. We have our sorry, Alonso. Dude, I just skipped right over.
Dang, he's ready, man.
He was like, which group are we on?
Wait, what? I
Dale, Alonso.
noted.
Apologize.
It's okay.
Noted.
Just invite me for the next episode, guys, please.
Forgot you're there, man. Okay,
And
go ahead.
fantasy league. Just
Give us
invite me
some
to fantasy
insight.
league. Portugal. Injury. Ojo.
Oh,
Otavio. He's a teammate of Cristiano Ronaldo. He's a Porto legend midfielder. Plays for Al Nassr. Is that even how you say that? Out in Saudi Arabia. He is not playing.
yes.
The man is broken. The other teams, they probably have injuries, but I don't know about them. But
Let's move
I will
on,
say,
man.
we don't really have an upset yet on the bracket. On the
Oh, it's
consensus.
coming. It's
So,
coming.
It's coming. You ready for this? Number 1, Turkey. I think Turkey is gonna
Oh,
win this.
come on.
Think about the last time you had a
Because
turkey.
I like turkey.
Think about the last time you had a turkey leg at Disney World. Like, oh my gosh.
Get the heck out.
It's like $19
Okay,
now.
all right.
Best.
Alrighty,
I
all right.
think
You just
Turkey
had to
number
do
1.
one, huh?
Portugal number 2.
I
Georgia
tried moving
number
on.
3, ATL. Number 4, Czechia, Yugoslavia, Czechoslovakia. Okay.
I
think
tried
Turkey was-
moving on before he could.
How many
say
team
these
names did
things.
you say there at the end? Alrighty.
That's all I got.
We'll
One
just
more
cut
thing
it
to
out.
add about Portugal is the call up of Portugal legend Pepe, 41 years old,
Oh my gosh.
still playing.
Oh,
So
That guy's such
he'll
a
be
jerk,
playing
he's so
the
mean.
tournament. So that'll be fun to watch.
Wow.
That is gonna be fun to watch, man. I like it. I like it. I
41.
want to see him get another red card. Yeah.
Amazing.
no matter, you still have a chance. 41.
We also have a chance, it seems. I love it. We made it through the group stage. Now that we had the last injury report from Alonso. So we got the following teams moving forward. I'll just show my screen here. Oh, we need to decide the third place teams, actually.
Real quick, yeah. Let me pull mine up real quick.
So we got
Third
the group
place.
stages. I'm sharing my screen right now. Hopefully you can still see our faces. If not, you can hear our voices, which matters. We got Germany, Switzerland for Group A, Group B, Spain, Croatia, Group C, England, Denmark, Group D, France, Netherlands, or Holland. I don't know the difference. There isn't. Group E,
Have you been
Belgium,
here?
Ukraine, and Group F, Portugal and Turkey. Interesting. The third place teams, guys, we need to select 4 of these teams to progress. We got Hungary, we got Italy, we got Serbia, Austria, Romania, and Czechia, Czech Republic.
I'm
We
feeling
talked a little bit
hungry.
about
All right,
the
put in Italy. Put in Italy.
we talked a little bit about the dilemma that Italy is in.
Dude, just speed it up, man. Italy. Just put Italy.
Their group. I just don't I don't think they're gonna score a lot of points.
I don't think so either. I don't think Italy are gonna make it through.
I think-
The only way is if they win a game.
I don't think Italy's gonna make it through. But I'm feeling hungry.
What do we feel about Hungary? I was gonna push them in. They're playing against
is it only
Switzerland,
one team?
Scotland.
You know, Hungary can probably get in.
I think Hungary can get in. I have Romania getting in too.
I want some tiramisu right now, man.
Romania can get in with that group.
I get Romania going in with that group. Italy, unfortunately, I want them to get in, but man, that's gonna be tough because that's such a tough group for them. I also have Czechia getting in there.
Czechia.
But that's just me.
What about
'Cause they're-
Serbia?
Serbia is let me see their group again.
England, Denmark, Slovenia.
They have a good
Ooh.
chance.
They're also kind of in a tough group.
That'll be pretty tough on that end. It's
Austria got some tough opponents as well. This is, I mean, honestly, this is
Tough.
hard to pick 4.
Czechia has a good chance.
Czechia's in.
Or
That's
Czechia.
what we're
Czechia is-
predicting.
yeah.
They have a good chance there. And then the last one, dude, did we just throw in Italy just to do it, man? Oh, man.
Serbia
just
is in which group?
Is Serbia's group again?
Serbia's with
Group C.
England,
Denmark,
Denmark,
Serbia,
and
Slovenia.
Slovenia.
That's tough too.
That's tough.
Yep. And Austria is with France, Netherlands, and Poland, which I also think it's
Jeez.
tough.
That's tough, man.
And then Italy.
Final decision will be made by Alonso here. Who's the last team to make it in?
Alonso's all yours.
Dude, Italy, easy.
All right.
Italy.
Alonso's
Easy.
relying on the experience, on the World Cups that this Italian team have, and the stars that they show. Iris is coming in to say hi, ladies and gentlemen. As you know it, she says Italy will be moving forward. So we're gonna push Italy moving forward here.
Let's do it.
Alonso will be
our-
back.
And we got our top 4 teams. Alonso had to
Right.
take a quick break to speak to our sponsors, but we're moving forward. Let's continue.
Dale, continue. Here we go. Spain, Romania.
So we have our round of 16, which has Romania and Spain up against each other. I think, unfortunately, for Romania and our Romanian followers, Spain is going to move forward with ease.
In my personal bracket, looks a little bit different than this, but I have Romania making to the quarters.
Interesting.
That's my personal bracket. I have them beating Netherlands to get there. But that's just
Okay.
me.
Well,
Against
Spain is
Spain?
definitely not going to lose to Romania.
Yeah, against Spain, that'd be different. Yeah, I
Spain
got
not.
Spain.
Spain
Germany
will
and
most
Denmark
definitely.
is actually pretty interesting. That looks like a really good game.
It's gonna be so much fun. That game is gonna be fun.
Germany and Denmark.
It'd have to be Germany. Germany's much stronger.
Germany.
I think barely squeezes on to the quarterfinals.
Germany.
Okay.
That's I like it. Dude, Spain against Germany in that quarterfinals.
I keep mentioning
dude.
it. Germany, I think there's a lot of advantage to playing home. Ton of a stadium full of Germans. That's going to help them. They have that advantage. That's
Oh,
going to
yeah.
be pushing them through this tournament. Let's move forward. We got Portugal and Hungary.
Portugal.
Portugal. Yes.
Portugal, for sure. Hat trick with Cristiano.
Ooh, Cristiano's going to score some goals there. What do we think about the Netherlands and Ukraine? Do we have Holland moving forward?
I got Netherlands there. Yep.
Yep.
Ooh, I'm excited for this quarterfinals. The games are getting better as we move through this tournament. Let's move forward. Belgium and Italy. What a game this would be.
If Italy makes it,
Yeah.
then I would have Italy winning that game against Belgium.
Really?
I would have to agree.
But they have to
Really?
make it.
They have to make it though. Hey, when Portugal won the Euros, they went in as a third place team. So
yeah.
Belgium is good, but Italy's
Welcome back.
their defense is pretty stacked. I mean, they're
I love that. I love the Italian team. It's just such a bad group. But if they make it in, if they play against Belgium, then
I think
they win.
I think this would be an incredible game. I hope for the watching sake, for the fans' sake, that this actually comes to pass, because I think it'll be a
Yeah.
great game, entertaining. But I'll follow suit with you all, and let's get the Italians moving forward, man. They're going to be underdogs here, but I love it. And we got France and Turkey, and let's move on. France is going
Sorry.
to just run through Turkey and all the turkey legs. I'm just kidding. That's an easy choice there.
Yeah.
This is looking like a familiar quarterfinals here, but let's talk about that in a second. And then we got England and Czechia. We got England moving forward. All agree?
yes.
Say
England goes
aye.
through.
England.
And then we got Switzerland and Croatia. What are our thoughts here?
That's a good game, man. That's a good game.
It'll have to
Croatia.
be Croatia. They can.
Croatia.
I can see them getting this done in 90 minutes.
No overtime.
I would have
I
to-
agree. I think Croatia's got a really good team. They got the experience in the tournaments. experience moving far within tournaments, and so I think they'll take the win over Switzerland. So let's talk about this quarterfinals, guys, because now that this is where the tournament gets good, man.
Oh man,
We
Spain,
have
Germany.
Spain versus Germany. Incredible matchup. Germany obviously has that home field advantage, like I've been saying for this whole podcast. But
This whole 2-hour podcast.
yes, that Julia and our editor will have to trim here and there. But what are our thoughts, guys? Is Germany going to be able to beat Spain? Is this enough? Is Spain, going to win this?
I got Germany moving on. That's just me. But man, that's a game.
Ooh.
That's such a good game, man. But I got Germany moving on.
Alonso, you're the Spaniard here. What are your thoughts, man?
I think Germany will win this match.
Oof.
I think they
Ooh.
will beat Spain. So Germany moves on, in my opinion.
Man, it's so tough though.
Homero?
That's such a good game. I mean, Germany playing at home, but I mean, the last time they played at home in a major tournament was the World Cup, right? And they didn't advance um, after the semifinals, but Spain is coming in really, really hot. But I would have to give it to Spain. I think Spain gets the edge with the players that they have, and Germany's journey gets cut short.
Diego.
Ooh, breaking hearts. And here I am, the equalizer.
You could tie it up here, then we are just gonna have to stop the podcast right here.
We're gonna just shut it down. If I were to put these two teams playing in this tournament anywhere other than Germany, I would pick Spain. But I just know that this German team with these experienced veterans, Neuer, Cruz, even Müller, I think is probably going to be there as well, just helping guide their younger teams in that familiar condition with the fan support, home field advantage. I have to pick Germany. I think it's going to be a heck of a game, but I think they're going to win this.
There you go. Germany then.
3-1. Olmedo, I totally respect you, but we're moving forward with Germany to the semifinals. Let's talk Portugal and the Netherlands. What are our thoughts?
Man, all these games are so good.
They're going to be this is going to be a great tournament.
I got Portugal here.
I agree.
I've got the Netherlands here.
Olmedo's hat doesn't agree. Alonso's got the Netherlands.
Alonso got the Olmedo.
See, this is what's tough because Netherlands will sit back,
Yeah, dude.
right? And Portugal don't really do too well. I mean, Morocco in the last World Cup just showed them that they can just hit off the break. Netherlands will go and defend with their lives and just catch them on the break with Memphis Depay up top. But I will have to go with Portugal to go and get the win. They're too dynamic. They have such good players. I mean, you have Bernardo Silva up top. You have Cristiano. You have Bruno Fernandes in the middle. I mean, the list goes on, and I believe they're just too dynamic for the Netherlands, and Portugal will advance.
Portugal.
I'm with you. Let's move them forward.
All right, Lonnie.
And we have a rematch of the 2006 World Cup match made famous not only by Italy's win, but by Zidane's headbutt. This was these two teams, I tell you, they got some bad blood with each other. We got Italy and France up against each other. I hope this happens. It will take a lot out of Italy to make it this far, but I hope this happens. Unfortunately, I just don't think they have really anything to offer when it comes to France.
Nah, I got France as well. I got France.
Pure revenge.
I was in France, a year or two ago.
You were.
That they will beat Italy in this match.
Oof.
Yep, France it is.
France.
Let's keep it
France!
France. Let's keep it moving. And we got England and Croatia as the last leg of the quarters finals.
I really hope it ends up like this because, man, these are like the
It's getting
perfect
good.
games.
Yes.
Man,
I got England on top for this one.
I got England in a very, very hard game for them, but I got England winning it somehow.
They got the firepower.
That's 2 for England.
I think England's going to choke, and I think Croatia's going to win this one.
Thank you for sharing, Alonso. Moving forward. We're in the semifinals. We're almost done here. Thanks for hanging on. To our listeners.
Hang on a little longer, man.
We're almost in the final, and trust me, you're gonna want to hear who we are predicting for the winner of this tournament. So let's go to a beautiful semifinal match between Germany and Portugal. What a game. The host nation against a Portugal powerhouse team. What are you guys thinking?
Portugal goes through to the final. Like I said, they're too dynamic. They can have players that can change the game. And then you have Cristiano. Yeah, the age is a factor, but it's Cristiano. He's still scoring. Ronaldo is Portugal, and then you have good supporting pieces. As long as there's no drama in the locker room, right? I believe that Portugal can advance.
I like it.
I think this is where the Germans get their heart broken. I agree with Portugal moving forward to the final. Any objections?
I got Germany. What about Alonso? What did Alonso say?
I thought he agreed.
It don't matter, man. No, I think here, I think Portugal wins. I think Netherlands would beat them. But if we have to,
come on, man.
through.
Follow
But
through.
I think Portugal wins this one here. I think there will be drama in the locker room.
Wow.
All
right.
Okay, we got Portugal going to the final, and then we have, what a game. France versus England.
Very, very good game.
Bad blood once again. This is going to be a match. We know how France is feeling coming into this tournament. We know how England is feeling coming into this tournament. Wanting to win a cup.
Just another Tuesday, isn't it? I got France.
I don't think that the trophy is coming home.
No.
Here. I think their hearts are going to be broken again, just like in the World Cup where they faced off. And in all honesty, the argument is that England should have won that game because they played really well, and I believe they did play really well. But France beat them 2-1 in the quarterfinals of the World Cup.
Yep.
And I believe just France will be too powerful for England, and football is not coming home. Still. France will advance.
And because, dude, that picture of the king release is so creepy, man. So I got France beating him up for that.
Also, any opposition?
In the FIFA World Rankings, both of these teams are in the top 5 in the world. Okay.
Yep.
With that said, the French have better food, way better food than the English. I will say France moves on. I think Mbappe in this game scores a hat trick.
Oui, ho, ho, ho.
Oui. Okay, I agree. And ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the final of the 2024 Euro Cup with Portugal versus France. Who are we giving it to, guys? The first ever Heart and Hustle Cup podcast Euro Cup winners.
My heart says Portugal, but man, my head says France, and I'm going to go with my head. France here.
But my body's telling me.
My body's telling me no.
This is, if France wins this, they're bringing this into the World Cup with them. Whoever wins this carries this title, and there might be a bad curse attached to it as well. But
Yes, for the World Cup.
I think France is winning this Euro Cup.
Coach.
Looks like I'm just gonna have to break Cristiano's heart here.
Once again.
It's just France is just too powerful. Portugal is a good team. If they make it to the final against France, this is going to be a showstopper. But France, I mean, their experience in finals right now is ridiculous. So, but I believe France
You betcha.
will win this, and they will be sharing the top podium for the most titles with Germany and Spain with 3. So I believe France will take the dub.
All right. I like it.
Alonso,
The doobie.
Alonso, you were just there.
Oh, where in France? Yeah, man. Croissants, very good. I think France wins this. I think Portugal unfortunately doesn't win this, but they will fortunately become in second place. So I think they will do well in the next World Cup. I think France, they'll choke. But I think for this tournament, France wins.
You didn't even have Portugal making it this far anyway. But France is the podcast's prediction for winning the tournament. So this would, I mean, if we see these kinds of games, I think it's going to be a very entertaining tournament. I think this is going to be, some really key players are going to stand out. We'll see some upsets. I'm sure we're not perfect, guys. This bracket might not be perfect, but
yeah, what's
I will
Ukraine
say,
doing in the round? But anyway,
I will say that this team is perfect.
Nice. I
No,
got
that
that
was-
reference.
Yeah, I was
Man,
trying to
is it
quote,
dark in
remember
here or
that.
what? We've been podcasting for way
Yeah.
too long.
Guys, I love it. We had a heck of a podcast, heck of a conversation about the Euro Cup. This will be exciting. As we've discussed in the past, we will be doing a weekly podcast, recapping the games, talking about, some of the outstanding players that we're seeing within the Copa America, within the Euro Cup. This Euro Cup is going to be quite exciting. It's going to be pumping us up watching the games. And as always, we will invite you to submit any questions because we'll be asking.
Just 2 questions out of the 12 that we got. 2 questions that I want answers from.
are
you ready?
you?
Give it to
Not
us.
that one.
Speed round.
Real quick. Here's one question. Why didn't you invite your dad to join the podcast?
What a heartbreaking question, man.
The second question, why did
Oh.
you guys assume that I couldn't be a part of the podcast?
Sounds like the
It
same
sounds like the same
viewer
person.
or same listener.
Those are some good
Uh,
questions.
Well, host, you tell me, why didn't you want our dad to be a part
Okay,
of the podcast?
don't put
Nose
me.
goes. Nose goes.
Oh man,
Beto.
I didn't make that decision.
We're gonna have some guest appearances throughout the recaps of these tournaments. So listener, make sure to call in and we'll bring you in.
Maybe live callers, That
Live
would-
callers,
yeah,
you got
we're
my
gonna have to
number,
bring
give
him
me a
in.
call. We'll bring you in.
We're bringing
Antonio,
in
turn on the light, man.
But just remember that it is not an explicit podcast. We do not curse in here, especially not in English. But great questions. Keep submitting questions through social media,
liar.
mostly Antonio Two Tone Two Furious on Instagram. I don't think that's his name anymore. But any closing remarks, anybody? Let's go around the table. Antonio, how do you feel?
I'm feeling great. I promise to all of the ones that submitted questions, I screenshotted all the questions. We will get to them. I just wanted to get to the most important ones, like why did you guys assume that I couldn't be but sure?
Are you?
No, I feel great. I'm excited for the Euros. Man, it's starting in 5 days, and it's gonna be such a fun tournament to watch. So we'll see you guys next week. Can't wait. Coach,
Metal, closing remarks.
Hallelujah. France. It's going to be
Wow.
interesting to see these games. There's a lot of really good matchups, even from the very beginning, with these group stage matches. It's going to be very exciting. Can't wait to go and cover the Copa America at the same time.
Yes.
It's going to be a fun summer full of football before the leagues start up again. So let's see what the Euros and the Copa America have in store, because the winners of those will play the La Finalissima
Ooh,
against each other, and that's pretty interesting. So
love it. I'm excited. Alonso, closing remarks.
I really hope we don't see any major injuries, or else I'll be talking about them in the next few weeks. I also hope that we do find some hidden gems on some of these countries that no one knows who the heck, lives there and who plays
Yes.
on their teams. Hopefully there's
There
some
always
good
is.
moments where these players can get called up to notable clubs. Would like to see Mbappe, solidify himself as arguably the best player in the world. And I'm just excited, hopefully I get invited back to the next podcast. You guys can value my opinions and the injury reports. So
We value you. We
La
value
China
your opinions. We value our listeners. Thank you for making it this far into the podcast. A quick word from our sponsors.
Sandy's alterations.
Thank
And
you
Juliet
for your
Valenzuela as well.
sponsorships. Someday we're going to have a long list there, and it's going to be a long break of sponsors. But thank you for listening to the pod. We will see you soon with the Copa America episode breakdown. But in meantime, take care of each other and take care of yourself.
this shirt is too tight on me.
Peace.